That day was like any other day. Emma was walking home from school. She wanted, with excitement, to tell her mother how her day at school had gone. She ran because she wanted to get there sooner. A mother's voice was in her head. The smell of food filled her thoughts. She reached home. She wanted to ring the bell, but the door was ajar. The first thing she felt was cold. Not the cold of the hair, a cold that came from inside. She entered the house. The house seemed to be holding its breath. On the floor, a shoe print caught her eye, and the house was stained with mud and red marks. She took a few steps forward and stopped. A smell hit her face, a heavy smell, a smell that burned her throat. She called for her mother. Her voice was swallowed by the house. No echo, no answer. A strange, anxious feeling overwhelmed her. She did not understand why the house was so disordered, why there was no one to answer. She turned her head, and her eyes fell on the kitchen floor. Red, not uniform, not clean. There were dragged streaks, as if someone had pulled something across the floor. Emma did not breathe, not out of fear, out of disbelief. Her mother was there, on the floor, her clothes torn, her face turned to the ceiling, her eyes open, very wide. Emma stared, stunned, into her mother's eyes, but her mother did not blink. Tears streamed down her face uncontrollably. A little farther, she saw her father. A lifeless body, a face covered in blood, his shirt darker than usual, and blood that had turned the whole house red. A knife lay on the floor, but her father's hand was not on it. Nothing was in its place, not even her father himself. A picture frame had fallen, their three-person photo. Her own face in the picture was smiling, very much smiling. She lifted her head. The wall. Something was written on the wall, not with a marker, not with paint. It was written in blood. The six-fingered man. Blood had dripped from under one of the letters. Very slowly. Very fresh. Emma felt as if the writing were watching her. Her legs went weak. She sat down. She put her hand over her eyes and then removed it. But the image did not leave. She understood that this scene was not going to end. Even if she closed her eyes, and then she remembers nothing more. Only a bed that was not hers, ceilings that were unfamiliar, and nights that would not pass quickly. Now it has been 2 years that she has been here. The nights at the orphanage had their own sounds. The clack of the pipes, the children's coughs. But there was only one sound Emma heard. A rustling, not loud, not frightening, precise, and every night, around the same hour, as if someone was not in a hurry, as if someone knew they had time. One night, when everyone was asleep, Emma climbed down from the bed. Her feet were cold, the floor colder. The corridor was dark, only the dim glow of the nightlights. And there, at the end of the corridor, there was a man, bent over, sweeping. Emma approached and stopped. She called to the man. "Sir." The man seemed not to hear. She called to him again. "Sir." "Excuse me." Nothing. He was only sweeping the corridor with his broom. Light fell on his hand. Something about it struck Emma as strange. She counted the fingers unconsciously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 more. Emma's breathing trembled. Fear seized her. An old feeling, unclear, as if this hand had been somewhere before. Her voice shook. She said to the man, "You are the six-fingered man." The man stopped. He raised his head and said,
No!